Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to complete Supplement B2, the final set of questions, questions 19, 20, and 21. We still have the rational function h of x equals 4x divided by the quantity x squared minus 25. I want to find h of negative 1. This is simply nothing more than taking the function h and plugging in a negative 1. We have 4 times negative 1 in the numerator. Hey, Zeus. Trey doesn't want to play. Let Trey alone. Let Trey alone. Children. Okay? And then on the bottom we have negative 1 quantity squared. Always do that. Make sure you realize it's the entire thing, in this case squared, minus 25. And in the numerator we end up with 4 times negative 1 is negative 4. And in the denominator, we have 1 minus 25, which is a negative 24. Negative over negative is a positive. And when I reduce this to lowest terms, I believe I come out with the answer 1 over 6. Okay? Now, part number 20 is a little bit more intelligent, but not much. For what values of x does h of x equal 0? Okay, so they want me to take this function and replace h of x with 0. So we have the equation 0 equals 4x over x squared minus 25. Right? We just put h of x, we replaced h of x, which is y, with 0. And now we're solving this equation. I multiply both sides of this equation through by x squared minus 25 to clear fractions. That's my LCD. Over here, of course, 0 times anything is 0. On this side, these cancel, leaving me with 4x. And then when I divide by 4, I get my answer, x is 0. So, for what values of x does h of x become 0? X is 0 itself. If I put in a 0, y. If I put in a 0 for x, y comes out to 0. Problem number 21. If h of x is negative 3/4, what is x? Well, this time I'm going to the function, but instead of putting in a 0 for h of x, I'm putting in a negative 3/4. So I have negative 3/4 equals 4x divided by x squared minus 25. Okay? Now, negative 3/4 is really a negative 3 over a positive 4. And the reason I'm mentioning that is I'm getting ready here to cross multiply because this is a proportion. So, 4 times 4x is 16x. When I distribute here and I distribute the negative 3, I get negative 3x squared and I get a plus 75. Okay? So I have 16x equals negative 3x squared plus 75. I end up with a quadratic equation. I need to put this quadratic equation in standard form. So I'm going to set this side to 0. I'm going to add 3x squared and subtract 75 from both sides. And I'm going to get 3x squared plus 16x minus 75 is 0. This is what I'm going to get. Okay? Now, let me move to another piece of paper. Alright, I have 3x squared. Let me make sure I'm copying it right. Plus 16x minus 75 is 0. Now, I can try to solve that quadratic equation by factoring. Okay, that's one way to approach the problem. Or I can go to the quadratic formula. All right, Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick this up in the next video because I try to keep my videos to about 5 or 6 minutes and I don't want to rush solving this problem. So we're going to finish solving this in the next and final video.